bell rings. Here we have the merry bell rings. Now let's see the next video for the Equine, very short video. The Equine by William Blake. Okay, the sun does arise. Arise mean rise, and merry bell rings, that is happy. And the skylark and thrush is the name of birds, and the skylark is also name of bird. The birds are the bush, and the shrub jhadiyan. To the bell's cheerful sound, happy sound. On the equine, that is resounding. Does laugh away care, that is worry, care, worry. Among the old folk, traditional people, fellow men, in our youth time were seen, that is young. Old, mature, answer is Peter. Till the little ones weary, that is tired, जब वो थक जाते हैं. The sun does descends, that is descend means set in. And the next on the darkening green, darkening, blackening green. Now the first and the only one explanation for the old stanza, if you want to write, use the question answers in your different explanations. But beside, and these lines reference, the first one is, these lines have been taken from the Equine Green, written by William Blake. Context, the poem shows the happy and peaceful connection between nature and human life. It celebrates children playing and wisdom of the elderly in a green field. The passing of the day reflects the cycle of life, showing how people grow from childhood to old age and eventually face death. Eventually mean at last. Explanation. The poet, in the spontaneous overflow of his powerful feelings, celebrates the joy and innocence of childhood. It begins with children playing happily on a bright green common, their laughter echoing through the fields. Birds sing and nature seems alive, that is vivid, adding to the cheerful scene. As the day passes, and by the end of the day, the elders watch the children play, remembering their own youth and feeling peaceful. The poem shows the cycle of life, the harmony between human and nature, and the simple happiness found in childhood. Blake uses simple musical language and vivid images to make the scene lively, joyful, and easy to imagine. The language of the poem is simple, but the meaning it conveys are profound, lucid, and thought-provoking. Both the implicit and explicit outer meaning invite the reader to imagine and reflect considerably. Question number 1. Who is Old John? Old John is an elderly man in the poem who watches the children play and recalls his own childhood. His character introduces imagery of age and nostalgia. Nostalgia becomes sad while remembering the past. Nostalgia. While his laughter represents the personification of memory, as if the past is very alive in him. Question number 2. What does equine green symbolize? Very important question. The equine green symbolizes the joyful sounds of children playing, and more broadly, the stage of life, youth and old age, the green field, representing both our literal playground and metaphorical space for the cycle of life. The word equine also uses auditory imagery to emphasize the sound of joy and resonate across time. Resonate means sound, give sound. How does the mood of the poem change? Very important question for your board exams. The mood starts with happiness and excitement. Morning play moves to nostalgia as the old people remembers their youth, and ends with calmness and rest. Evening, children going home. Blake uses tone shifts and imagery to reflect this mood change, spotted by symbolism: sunrise for youth, sunset for old age. That is very important. Question number 4. What is the significance of the sun's movement in the poem? The sun's rising and setting symbolizes the passage of time from youth to old age. बचपन से जवानी और जवानी से बुढ़ापा. And from life to rest, last stage. This is an example of symbolisms and personification. The movement of sun also reflects the poem's cyclical structure, mirroring the natural cycle of life. From which collection is the poem taken? This is about the Equine Green. Is taken from Songs of Innocence by William Blake, published in 1789. This collection focuses on the themes of innocence. You can write this in explanation. Joy, purity, and childhood, using simple language and musical rhyme schemes to reflect a child's perspective, viewpoint of the world, using imagery, symbolisms, personification to portray the beauty of nature and the carefree spirit. This is very good line that you can use in the explanations. By the end of the explanation, this can be used. Okay. The next is what does the equine green means? Why is the green called equine? Equine green means a place full of sounds and life. Children, voices, and birds' songs makes the green field echo. It shows joy, youth, and beauty of nature. Very simple sentences you can learn by heart. And if you listen these question answers by using headphone, you can learn them well. It represents youth, innocence, community, life, and the cycle of life. Question number 7. How does the poem shows the cycle of life? The poem starts with morning, and this is morning, and children plays. It ends with evening and rest. It shows life from childhood to old age. It moves from joy to peace, just like time. Question number 8. What is the significance of the sun in the poem? The rising sun symbolizes youth, energy, and a fresh start, while the setting sun makes the end of the day, symbolizing aging and the gradual showing down of life. What is the moral lesson of the poem? The poem teaches us to enjoy the happiness of youth and beauty of nature. Yeah, okay. It also reminds us that life moves in stages, in different stages, and each stage has its own peace and value. You can also use the stage and pace and value. What does the poem say about childhood? Childhood is shown as a time of joy, play, and innocence. The children's laughter fills the air. It is golden time, remember, fondly by the old, the main source of life. That is very beautifully pictured by the poet. Now there are MCQs to the bells. Cheerful, cheerful means joyful. And what is the tone of the poem is very important, calm and reflective. This is multiple choice with respect to word synonyms also there. And the sun does arise and make happy the sky is personification. And what happens to the children at the end of the poem? That they fall asleep under the tree. Such were the joys is an example of which device, repetition. Sitting under the oak. Oak is the name of tree among the old folk. That is old people, traditional people, the old people. Which device is present in the phrase skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush? That is okay. That is that is alliteration. The thrush and bush. What literary device? Birds of the bush. And what literary device is used in the repetition of the phrase? That is equine green is repetition. And the image of like birds in their nest is an example of personification. In the poem, the green symbolizes that is symbolize the cycle of life, Charlie. And the sun does descends, that is sets in group. Fill in the blanks. Rising and setting of the sun in the poem is symbol of welcoming the spring. That is the welcoming the spring. What literary device is used when the old poem says such were the joy? That is also repetition. Which device is used in the line? That is simile, many sisters and brothers. Which two literary devices are combined in the following lines? To marry bell rings and to welcome the spring, that is personification and literary device. This is the end of the poem, the Aquin Green, and I'll upload another. Keep watching the next video. You will see the next poem with objectives, important objective, and MCQs. And don't forget to give your feedback in the comment box. Thank you.